Welcome to day 21 of the 30-day holiday video challenge. Today we're making absolutely delicious dark chocolate peppermint Lacey cookies. Hi there foodie friends, my name is Carly and welcome to my channel Adventures in Yum. Before we get into today's video, I have a passion for learning about creating and trying new foods, drinks, and especially desserts. If you want to join me on my yummy adventures, and especially during this challenge, then please make sure to hit subscribe and turn on notifications so that you'll know when I upload new videos every week. Now, let's get into today's video. Today I'm making a double batch of these cookies because it honestly never feels like one batch is enough. I'll give the measurements for the double batch here, but they'll be written for a single batch on my food blog. We start by adding 2 sticks or 1 cup or 220 grams of unsalted butter, 1 cup or 200 grams of brown sugar, 1 cup or 200 grams of granulated sugar, 2 tablespoons or 30 milliliters of heavy whipping cream, and 2 tablespoons or 30 milliliters of light corn syrup. We then place that on the stove over medium heat and let that come to a boil. We can stir it once in a while, but for the most part, we're leaving it alone to do its thing. Here we see it's just starting to boil, but we don't want to remove it quite yet. Now this is what we're looking for, so we're going to remove it from the stove. Next, we're adding a half teaspoon of salt and 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract, and we mix that together. We then add 1.5 cups or about 175 grams of almond flour and switch to a rubber spatula to stir everything together. While stirring, use that rubber spatula to help break up any remaining clumps of almond flour. As you can see, it's a very thin and runny consistency right now, so we're going to let this sit at room temperature for about 10 to 15 minutes until it looks like this. It's a lot thicker now, and we can use a cookie scoop to add dollops to our parchment paper lined cookie sheets. Here I'm using a small cookie scoop, which is about 3/4 to 1 tablespoon worth of batter. These cookies spread a lot while baking, so we want to give them a lot of room on the cookie sheet. We're baking these at 350 degrees Fahrenheit or 177 degrees Celsius for 15 to 18 minutes until they look nice and brown like this. While the first batch is baking, we scoop the rest of our dough balls onto a plate because the dough will continue to thicken as it cools more and it's going to be harder to scoop after a while. Once they're out of the oven, we let them set for about 10 to 15 minutes until they are hard. Because these are sandwich cookies, we match them up as best we can and then transfer them to a separate baking sheet so that we can add more dough balls and bake the next batch. Before we finish these fabulous cookies, if you're getting value out of this video, then please make sure to hit that like button, click subscribe, and ring that bell to be notified about my latest video. To finish these cookies, we're melting some dark chocolate. For a double batch of Lacey cookies, we need about 18 ounces or 504 grams of chocolate. I started with 6 ounces or 168 grams of dark chocolate, but quickly found out that that was nowhere near what I needed. Once that's all melted, we're adding 1 teaspoon of peppermint extract per 6 ounces or 168 grams of dark chocolate. We then add some of the chocolate to one of the cookies and carefully spread it out. We sprinkle a little bit of candy cane pieces, and then we add a little bit more chocolate to the other matching cookie. We then flip that cookie onto the other cookie and give it a very light smush to make sure that they stick together. We don't want to break the cookie at all or let that chocolate gush out of the holes, so make sure not to press too hard. Once we're done, we simply let the chocolate set. And there we have our dark chocolate peppermint Lacey cookies. Crunchy, chewy, chocolatey, pepperminty, what's not to love? Have you ever tried a Lacey cookie? If so, what's your favorite kind? Let me know in the comments. You can also find these dark chocolate peppermint Lacey cookies on my website, adventuresinyum.net. The link is in the description below. Make sure to come back tomorrow for day 22 because we're making a festive cocktail. If you're interested in checking out some of the products that I used in this video, then please make sure to check out the video description below for their Amazon links. Thank you so much for joining me today, foodie friends. I'll see you next time for another holly jolly yummy adventure.